What's up, guys? So today we have another knife trade. So I have a note that came with this stuff. The knife trade was actually for this Spyderco and this Benchmade that I was interested in, and the other stuff for extras, which is a really, really nice surprise. So the note says, feel free to read on camera, but please do not feel obligated. All right. So, hey Jeff, before I start reading, let me just comment that your handwriting is amazing. I've always appreciated good penmanship. I do not possess that quality myself or that skill. I usually have chicken scratch, and the faster I'm trying to write something down, the worse it becomes, so I often am trying to decode my own scribble. So anyway, just wanted to say that. Hey Jeff, thanks for all the awesome YouTube content. I've been a sub for about 10 years now, all the way back to the surströmming video. Your reviews have influenced a lot of my gear purchases and have gotten me into more hobbies than I can count. My wife says thanks. Sorry, I do apologize to all the spouses and girlfriends and boyfriends out there who have to deal with new hobbies, which of course usually means money. Now, of course, not a lot of hobbies cost money, but usually the really fun ones do. So anyway, thanks again for the free entertainment. Looking forward to trading with you again in the future. From Anthony. P.S. There's a fixed blade in here that doesn't have a sheath. It was sent to me like that from an eBay purchase. Figured you might have a spare that would fit. So thank you so much, Anthony. Anthony hit me up on Instagram, and he's looking for some flashlights, which I have an abundance of usually. And so I picked two nice flashlights that I think he would enjoy. And that's what the actual trade was for. So Anthony, he works for a company that does lighting stuff, all right? Southern Lighting Designs in Austin, Texas. And he hooked me up with three really cool hats. First, we got a nice beanie, which I definitely love. I love the black and gold, black and yellow combination. So that will get worn this winter coming up. Also got a cool baseball hat, or trucker's hat in this case, with the open back, all right, which is extra comfortable in the hot weather. All right, this one's really nice. Same thing, Southern Lighting Design. And it's funny because he was mentioning he has a fascination with flashlights, and he does lighting for a living. So that's a pretty cool thing. We can actually enjoy what you're doing. And then this one, which was actually the most exciting to me, even though those other hats are really awesome. This is like just a really, really lightweight summer boonie style hat. This has genuine cryptech as far as the pattern goes here. Same thing with the company logo there. But this one is definitely going to be used for fishing. Now in Pennsylvania, you have to have a license for fishing on state land. And you guys know a lot of my fishing is done on private property. However, locally, I don't have anywhere to fish. Okay, so I have to renew my Pennsylvania license. I got a 3-year license that expired, I believe, in 2020 or maybe even late 2019. So it's time to renew. It's one of those things. I can get a lifetime pass for like a couple $100, but I don't have a couple $100 to throw out on fishing at the moment. So I might have to resort to just getting a year or possibly a 3-year, which I think is like $100. But we'll see. But I definitely miss fishing, and you'll certainly see some more fishing videos down the road. But anyway, very, very cool. Outdoor cap. All right, and again, officially Cryptech licensed, but super, super lightweight, very breathable, and of course keeps the sun off your face and everything. It is really important to watch that sun. All the fishing, channels I watch and stuff, Tactical Bassin is one of the biggest ones that stands out in my mind, where I believe Matt had skin cancer as well. Little scares, little bits here and there that were removed and stuff, but I mean, he's in the sun 24/7. And even he is very diligent about making sure that those UV rays are staying off his actual skin. He's always covered up and stuff. But it really is important to watch out for that kind of stuff, because the sun gives you a nice tan, but you're literally cooking your body, right? And it's just nasty stuff. You don't want to deal with that in the future. So I'm not saying be afraid of the sun. Currently, I am afraid of the sun because I'm on that antibiotic, so I can't have sun exposure. But I'm very much looking forward to get out and into the sunshine as soon as I'm off that med. But anyway, so moving on. First, let's talk about some of these extras. He sent me a cool Zippo. Look at this. It's like Lucky Sevens. All right, so this is like, just a generic, I guess, image for gambling, casinos, things like that. We got the sevens and the fruits and the bell, you know, which you'd often see like in a slot machine. I'm going like this, like pulling a lever, but a lot of slot machines, you're pushing buttons now. And then, of course, you know, you got 4 aces there. So very, very cool. This one is made in 2012. So I love it. I love all Zippos for the collection. Probably have some more Zippo footage in the future. Since my last like Zippo related video, I've definitely gotten a couple Zippo related things, including a table lighter, which I'm really excited about. You know, some other stuff. I'll leave that as a surprise, but you'll see some more Zippo content down the road if that's what you watch on the channel. But yes, that was really cool. I do love when people throw in Zippos. So then he had this one. This one he's talking about that didn't have a sheath, so he just made a makeshift sheath for now. I'll be careful how I pull this off. All right, and this is a Boker. Very, very cool. I don't know the exact model offhand, but it feels good. It feels really good in hand. All right, we have this very heavily textured G10. And then you have the red liners on there. But yeah, I mean, it just feels really nice. I don't know if I have a sheath offhand for this, but I might actually make one because this seems like a really cool neck knife option. I mean, it's that size. I kind of like the medium to smaller neck knives. It's very highly polished. I mean, it just looks nice. I really love it. So yeah, I might end up doing that down the road. And then we have another Boker. All right, this one obviously comes with the leather sheath, also very heavily polished. We got layered black and blue G10, which is very nice. All right, this one is in 440C, and it looks like Lutac. Let me zoom in here, because I'm not familiar with the actual maker here. Some of you guys might know. I've been, you know, off my game for the Boker Plus or, you know, a lot of the newer Boker stuff, so. But really cool. I do love the high polish. I mean, I've always enjoyed Boker Knives, and they have a bunch of different divisions, all right, a bunch of different quality levels and stuff. But Boker Plus specifically is usually really affordable stuff, and they have just some cool designs. So same deal. I would love this as a little neck knife as well. Even though it has a leather sheath, it does have the belt loop, and I can definitely put cordage in there and carry this as a neck knife. All right. I've done that with other knives, like specifically there was an Anzo knife that did that with a leather sheath. That happened to have a button snap, and it was carried like, you know, in reverse or upside down, so obviously needed the retention, but having it upright like this, like I've done that with Moras before, not necessarily around town, but when I'm like out in the woods and stuff, you know, so it is an option, which is really cool. So thank you so much for that. Put the sheath over there for a second. And then we have this Boker tool, also Boker Plus. It's really interesting, haven't seen this before, so we have a little pry bar, bottle opener, kind of multi-tool. And then of course, when you remove it from the sheath, you do have a little blade there, which is nice. All right, so you can use that as a finger choil and some jimping. And actually, you get a pretty good grip on this. All right, so if you really need to do some cutting, I wouldn't have any worry about it slipping or anything. And about an inch and a quarter blade. And that can definitely get some stuff done. You know, you'd be shocked at how little blade you really need for some cutting chores. And that is on a ball and chain. Okay, so that could also be a little neck knife. So I love it. I love the extras. It was really, really, you know, a pleasant surprise. So thank you so much for that. All right, so on to the two knives. Let me back this out just a little bit here. These are the two knives that the actual trade was for. The first one is a Grizzly Ridge 150/61 from Benchmade. All right. And I have to say, I like it. So I opened this package, I don't know, 10 minutes ago or so. And I was just kind of playing with stuff. I didn't realize it was a trade until after I opened it, but I still wanted to film the video. So I'm like, you know, a little bit familiar with this stuff before I turn the camera on. But this Grizzly Ridge has a really interesting feel. You would think, like just looking at it, I almost thought that this rubber insert, which is, I don't even think it's an insert because the outside has an overmold. It's kind of hard to say, but I thought this would be rubbery, and it's the opposite. All the gray that you see is rubbery. Now, I'm not sure if this is something that was molded onto the scale like afterwards, or if it's just a finish that was put on. I really don't know, but it feels like really dense rubber. So I have to assume that it's probably aluminum underneath. I don't know this offhand, this is my guess, but it's probably aluminum, and then there's some type of rubber finish that is applied, but it is really, really cool. All right, so I do like the orange and gray motif together. Okay, obviously we have dual thumb studs that are orange. We have little accents, you know, under our pivot, and of course our axis lock, even around the holes for the pocket clip, and of course this scale, which again is hard plastic with a grip on it. All right, so just really, really cool. And then of course orange standoffs as well to match. Pocket clip, obviously swappable to either side. And the axis lock, of course, is truly ambidextrous. All right, just really nice, super smooth on this one as well. The blade does have some jimping on the bottom and jimping on the top, which you don't always see. If you want to kind of choke up on the knife or something, your finger definitely facilitates some nice grip. So it's just kind of a little bit different. Definitely geared towards being outdoorsy, you know, even down to the box, having like a wood grain, you know. So obviously they're pitching this as a nice hunting knife option. But yeah, I mean, all around fantastic EDC, I believe it would be. This one is in S30V. Yes, S30V. And just a fantastic knife from my initial impressions. So that's something you might see a video on in the future. But I mean, so far I love it. I don't know what would happen to make me not like it. But that's why I do actually carry and use and test these knives, because it's not always obvious. Sometimes there's something that you don't like about a knife, but you won't know until you actually start carrying and using it, you know. Then we're left with this Spyderco. This Spyderco is the Polestar, all right, C220 GP GY. This is a really interesting knife because, I mean, I love the looks of it. It kind of reminds me almost like a variation on the Tenacious. All right, it's kind of simple in its design. I do really love these scales. Again, just offering something just kind of different looking, you know. But yeah, this one is, it seems like it'd be a good user, but I have an issue like right out of the box when I grabbed it. I'm like, I don't know. And I'll tell you what that is. It's right here. There's such a cutout for the liner lock. Okay, and by the way, this one locks up pretty decent. I have to say there's just a touch side to side. All right, so that I probably could be adjusted with that pivot. But the issue is that if I hold it down here, it becomes uncomfortable because all the pressure is just on this thin scale and the fine jimping that is on this liner lock. All right, so closer look at that real quick. Again, depending on your hand size or where you happen to hold it, it's a consideration, okay? Finger wrapped around up here, totally fine. Finger wrapped around down here, uncomfortable. All right, so I mean, just initially taking it out of the box and grabbing, I noticed that right away because I grabbed it like this and I'm like, ooh. I'm like, I don't know. Hard use, that might be a little uncomfortable. And then just kind of playing with it a little bit, you know, choking up on it where your thumb's really up on the ramp and your pointer finger's on this kind of shelf here. It's totally fine. All right, but just that was my initial impressions on this one. All right, this one is in CTS BD1, which is fantastic, steel. And again, it's just kind of like an alteration to me on the Tenacious. Okay, classic leaf shape on our blade. And I'm presuming a very, very usable EDC knife. So yeah, that is it. Just want to share this trade with you guys. Let me know down in the comment section if you got a new blade lately, new EDC item, specifically if you traded for it, but even if you didn't, even if you just bought it, let me know what you got. I'd love to hear about your new gear. So thanks for watching. Hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.